Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am your host the Apocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope you'll consider joining this little soul family by subscribing and liking this video if you like it. If you need disclaimers, they're down the description box, as well as the decks and information that I use. If you are returning, welcome back soul family. I love you guys. I miss you guys. Finally back. Hugs. So I already filmed this intro, the cards already flew out, but my phone just stopped, so I'm having a lot of issues with my phone lately in video recording, so that's another reason why it's been difficult for me. So I'm gonna try to be quick, just naming the cards that already came out. Nine of Cups, High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse, 7 of Wands upright, and then, that's where the video cut off, we have the World in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, and the 9 of Swords. Now, at the bottom of the deck, let's see what we have. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse. So, let's see. You're trying to find what makes you emotionally stable. You're trying to find what helps you be happy. That doesn't revolve around anyone or anything else but yourself. You're going within yourself and you're trying to acknowledge all of the things that you have learned, and you're trying to be more positive and believing in yourself more, because you do have this independence. You know that you are an independent person and that you don't need anyone to fulfill you emotionally. You're trying to figure this out for yourself, and you don't want to rely on anyone or anything else to do that for you. With the High Priestess here, it is saying that you are trying to continue to pursue what makes you happy. Continue to pursue the things, the knowledge that you are gaining from spirit, the knowledge that you're gaining from your higher self, right? Now we have the Queen of Pentacles. There may be something that you are wanting to build for yourself. You may want to convey a message to someone to create change in your life. You want to cut people, places, and things out of your life that are holding you back. You're tired of situations that are making you feel unfulfilled, and you're realizing you would rather be alone and happy than to be in a situation where you feel stuck in a relationship or in a job or in anything that doesn't fulfill you. You're really fighting to end cycles in your life. You're struggling. This may be in regards to people around you, maybe in regards to family. There's a lot of difficulties and you're still battling them, but I have a feeling that's also a lot to do with your mind. You're trying to end cycles. You don't want to be caught up in the same bullshit that you were some time ago. You want to proceed, you want to expand, you want to grow, and you know that if you stay stuck in the cycle that you're in, you're not going to be able to move forward. The Queen of Cups in reverse, to me this is saying that you may be struggling in regards to love. You may be struggling in regards to being more open towards certain people these days, because again, you're trying to find your emotional stability. But if that revolves around someone else, you have this little trepidantity. It's not the word. You're afraid. You're moving with trepidation when it comes to love. But it's really making you feel alone. And under the deck, yeah, we have here the Three of Cups in reverse. So you may have been isolating yourself even more. And I understand a lot of places are lifting up in the whole COVID shit, right? So things are going back to normal in a lot of places. But some places still are not. So whether things have been lifting up and you're still feeling kind of isolated, or if you're still in some kind of isolation, it's really making you feel alone, right? And we've had these messages come through in other readings before. You're holding on to your innermost self, your innermost feelings and thoughts, perspectives and desires, and you're starting to become more like the High Priestess, that she knows things, but she doesn't always speak of them. So just because she doesn't say it, doesn't mean she doesn't understand, doesn't mean that she already knows that it exists. So I feel like you are trying to give yourself more time to understand yourself more and understand why you're feeling so isolated. Perhaps you have been struggling to figure out who you really are right now. There may be aspects of you that you know who you are, but you're trying to let go of the old you in order for you to move forward. And this may also be in regards to people, behaviors. Let's say you want to be successful, but you're a party animal. There's nothing wrong with going to parties every now and then, but if you want to be successful, you got to get off your ass and work hard for it. But if you're always spending that time going out partying, drinking, doing whatever the fuck that it is, you're not going to have time. You're not going to be in the right state of mind. You're not going to allow yourself to be responsible enough to do the things that you need to do or that you want to do in order to create what it is that you want to create for yourself. And so I see that you're really fighting. You're really fighting the urge to perhaps go out sometimes and party more often, if that's something that you used to do a lot or that you are still struggling to let go of. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the World card in reverse, it's saying that you're still finding yourself stuck in cycles that you're trying to let go of. Be proud of yourself for acknowledging these behaviors and acknowledging these things, because once you do, once you realize them, you're able to tip the scales, so to speak. Once you start doing what it is that you really want to do, you're going to see results. But if you keep allowing yourself to be distracted, then you're holding yourself back, and it's literally eating away at you, because deep down inside, you feel that there's certain things that you need to be doing, but you're not, because you're stressing out over it and you're fighting yourself so fucking hard. You should be proud of yourself for acknowledging it and for fighting it and for trying to work through it. Don't give up. Don't give up. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you're juggling, trying to decide what is it that's going to really help me move forward in the direction that I want to. What is it that I need to let go of? With the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Three of Cups, these are cards about working with people. You're finding that right now you're in the position where you need to work better with yourself before you can go out and collaborate with other people. This card is about collaboration. This card is about celebration and celebrating with other people. So you're seeing that there are changes that you need to make in your life, to where you need to let go of what it is that has been holding you back, that you have been focusing on, because then you're not realizing what is right behind you. And now is the time to realize it. Let go of the people, places, and things that only leave you feeling like they're not being true, they're not authentic, they're lying to you, they're stealing your energy, your time, and you don't get that back. Okay? You are releasing what is no longer serving you. You are realizing that you have more power than you have previously believed. And you're trying to find the stability. But again, you're struggling with that. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. When it comes to love and commitment, you're struggling to see that things are going to work out. I feel like you're having a pessimistic belief when it comes to relationships, whether romantic or not. I saw 1101. But you know that there's something beautiful and grandiose out there waiting for you. Something that's going to bring you fulfillment, 1111. Something that's going to make you feel stable. The Ten of Pentacles is in some ways better than the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups was in reverse. Why is it sometimes better? They both have families, yes. But this one has more stability than this one. It doesn't mean that they lack in love. Look, the family's all there, interacting with each other. And they have a castle behind them. And this one, they do have like a tiny little house, a small house in the background. They're happy, but it's in reverse. So you're trying to focus on not only what makes you emotionally happy, but what is going to have some stableness to it. But you keep teeter-tottering, 1212. You keep struggling to see because she's blindfolded. Doesn't mean you're female. It could be male or female, it doesn't matter. You want success, stability, in love, in passion. Perhaps you want marriage. You want to have this new beginning, this beautiful progression of life where if you want to have kids or whatever the case is, if you want to adopt or whatever, that you want to have a lineage, or you, even if you don't want to have kids, you want to pass down the knowledge that it is that you have acquired in this lifetime. But there's still something that is keeping you from doing that. But at the same time, you have been realizing what it is that you want. I just saw 1313. You have been realizing what it is that you want, and so you are starting to make the choices that are going to align you better with what it is that you want in your life. Okay? We have the Emperor in reverse. You're letting go of people who are too stubborn to see any other perspective other than their own. It's okay for people to have their own perspective. There's nothing wrong with that. What makes it wrong is when they try to force that on everyone else and they act like everyone else is stupid or dumb or evil just because they have a different opinion. You're done with that shit. You're literally walking away from it, and you're not allowing it to hold you back anymore or pin you down. You are the magician, and you're trying to go within yourself. But these cards are in reverse. But I feel like in this sense here, you're focusing or you're realizing the importance of this. Because not always when cards in tarot are in reverse doesn't mean that it's the opposite meaning. Sometimes it's something more like it's really something that you need to pay attention to, or it's a very stronger energy, so to speak. And I feel like that's what this is right here. You are realizing that you are the magician and the hermit. The hermit goes within in order to find answers. that he seeks, that he needs, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. He is looking towards the star, and so are you. And you're realizing your full potential. The scales are balancing out. The karma is balancing out. But there's, ooh. Okay. Earlier I was mentioning about struggling in love. We have the Lovers in reverse and the Devil in reverse. And I feel like this is again saying it's not necessarily the reversals as the opposite meaning, but just that this is a big focus of yours. We have the Lovers and the Devil. And if you look really closely, these cards are very similar. That's because this is the light and the dark aspect of the love. This is the light and the dark aspect of pretty much the same thing, of a connection, of a choice, of a decision. We have an angel here. We have a demon here. It doesn't mean good and evil. They're just different. In these aspects, one is free, or that's what it seems, right? In this other aspect, they are bound. They are literally chained to this block. It really is crazy to see these cards come out side to side. There's a lot of difficulty in love that you have been facing. Perhaps there are people in your vicinity, people who are trying to reach out to you that may not have been interested, that you may not have been interested in. You want love, but you're trying to gauge or trying to see through people's toxicity. You're trying to see through your own. You're trying to call yourself out and trying to heal and trying to work through this. And you don't want to get stuck with someone who's going to bring that back, who's going to keep triggering you in order, not in order, but making you repeat the same cycles in your life. You're realizing that it's important for you. And look, actually all of these are major arcana. So this is very prevalent. And it's not often that I feel the cards in reverse, because we got all of these 4 in reverse. It's not often that I see them as, again, like I said, not the reversal of the meaning, but as the card's meaning being amplified. You're really acknowledging your own toxicity. The more you acknowledge about yourself and the more that you learn about yourself, the more that you start to see those patterns in other people. The more that you accept yourself, the more you integrate your shadow, the more that you work through these things, the easier it is for you to understand other people, because you have worked through it. And you know at that point, you know that everyone has the same... I didn't mean to, but I ended up picking up the wheel again. You know that everyone is in the same boat, so to speak. The better that you're able to understand yourself, the better you're able to understand other people. But there's still something about love, about commitment, about decisions. You don't want to make the wrong decision. You may have been, I saw 1918 turn to 1919. Underneath that, the 6 of Cups in reverse. You may want to reconcile with someone or something in your life, but you're not sure if the fruits of your labor are going to amount to anything with this person, place, or thing. And you feel like it's such a heavy ass weight on you. It's burdening you. It's weighing heavily on your mind. And at the beginning, we did get the Nine of Swords. The Four of Swords in reverse. You're releasing the pain, the heartache, because we do see the Three of Swords here. So this card always does make me think of the Three of Swords. Going through such a emotionally painful situation has forced you to go within. But now with it in reverse, is saying that you're letting that go. You're trying so hard because it's burdening you. And you're at this point, you're like, is this reconciliation, if it will ever happen, even going to amount to anything? I didn't mean to get these two cards together, and I saw this underneath that. But look at the two cards that came up. The Sun and the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, in my opinion, and in others' opinion as well, is the Minor Arcana's version of the Lovers. So you just want to be around people who are going to make you happy and who are going to actually reciprocate their love, their time, their commitment, their emotions, that they're going to be as open with you as you are with them. Okay, let's see. These cards are so huge. Look at this. I can't even. It's so hard. So Dolphin, don't worry, be happy. I just thought of the Bob Marley song. Don't worry, be happy now. Okay. Don't worry about the outcome of anything. That will liberate you. It will free you. Stop focusing on the outer. Stop focusing on the end goals, so to speak. And that doesn't mean that for you not to focus on it in order for you to make the strides towards it. It just means stop focusing on if it doesn't happen, then everything's gonna fall apart. Because if you're moving towards it and it ends up not happening, then that means that there was something else meant for you. Then that means that there's something else for you to learn before you can reach it. Regardless, okay? Don't worry about the outcome. Worry about where you're at right now. We see the bubbles in rainbow color with all these birds, flocks. We see these dolphins together, and we see all of these beings, mermaids. And it's kind of like they're calling out to this girl to get in the water, to join them in a way. Don't feel pressured. Don't feel pressured to find your soul tribe or whatever. Like, don't feel pressured to make people fit the bill, so to speak. When you meet someone like that, you will know. You won't have to question it because you're gonna feel it. Don't force it. And if some people need to leave your life, so to speak, then let them go. Confrontation, pick your battles wisely. In this card, it's like all of these beings are charging forward. And it makes you think on the opposite side here, you'll see some kind of opposition because it's called confrontation. But we don't see what lies beyond. We don't see where the rainbow is leading. I feel like that's an aspect of why we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. You don't see where the rainbow's leading, so you don't believe that it's gonna happen. If you keep not believing it's not gonna happen, you don't follow through, then it won't, because then you're just staying stuck. Don't focus on who, what, when, where, how, why. Focus on the fact that it will happen when it's time. Okay? Archangel Raphael, provider of healing the mind, body, and spirit. And I feel like this is where you're at right now in your life. You're trying to focus on balancing yourself out. We have butterflies here, which symbolize transformation. We have a lot of little critters here in pairs. So again, I'm having this feeling that there's a lot to do with love here, with connection with other people, romantic or not. But we see a tree at the root of it all. At the root of it all, we see a tree. When you feel unstable, breathe, right? Because it's making me think of the lungs. Get back to the root. Mind, body, and spirit. Get back to the root of that. Heal that. Work through that. And it will help you propel forward and find those connections that you're meant to come across. Don't feel like if you don't come across it tomorrow, that's never going to happen. It will. It's just going to happen when it's time. Illusion. Embrace the truth. Not everything is as it seems. We see here, it kind of looks like she was coming out of the mirror. Because here we have some people in the background. We have like a guard, a policeman, directing people. Maybe they're going somewhere. And then this lady, she's like coming out of this mirror, right? We see here. She's all dressed up. No one else really is. It's like, are you seeing things clearly? Are you sugarcoating them? Are you seeing them with rose-colored glasses? Is this even real? You're going within and you're trying to figure that out. And we have another lantern here. So that's making me think of the Hermit once again. You're trying to see through the illusion. That's what the Hermit does. The Hermit goes on his own. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. He goes on his own in order to seek the answers, in order to come into more knowledge. And that's what the High Priestess does too. The High Priestess, she seeks the answers. She knows answers, but that doesn't mean that she knows everything. No one will ever know everything. Be honest with yourself with where you are in your journey right now and the steps that you need to take in order to make whatever it is that you want to come true. Children may be a factor. I picked this up and this was left behind. Know that your children are protected. And we have a lily here. Maybe you want children, maybe you have children, maybe this is an aspect of you that needs to be healed, your inner child, and maybe that's why, maybe you're running away from that fact, maybe you don't want to face the past. See, she's not looking behind. Maybe you don't want to face the past, that you have to heal it. 7 heavenly virtues, keys to goodness. Okay. Believe, have faith. This is like the star. She's trying to hold on. She's trying to grab onto the star. She's trying to catch it. Choices. Make the best choices. Remember, we had the Two of Swords, we had the Two of Pentacles, and we had Justice. Those are about decisions. We also had the Lovers card, which is also about decision. With the Lovers and the Devil side by side, seeing them, it's about choice. Focus on the miracles in your life. Focus on what's gonna make you happy. Okay? I can't. These are, I'll shuffle more. That was too many right now. I didn't feel it. Sorry about that. Okay. We have emotions are running high. You're feeling so frustrated with all the fucking time that is taking you to heal and to just move forward. But it's okay. It's gonna take time whether you want it to or not. The more you fight it, the longer it's gonna take. Believe in the impossible. Have faith. Believe like the star. Believe. Believe that it's going to happen, but if you don't, then it won't. Bring love into this situation. No matter how much you want to block your heart off because it hurts, because you've been lied to, because you've been manipulated, because people have treated you poorly, no matter what of any of that, it's important for you to keep loving yourself and loving other people. That doesn't mean to just blindly like allow people to do whatever. Have boundaries. There's a difference. Surrender to the divine timing, whether you like it or not. That's what it is. You have to be patient. And that's what a big part of this lesson is. It's about patience. You have to be in this position where you don't see the love coming in your life because you need to give yourself that love. You need to go within and be alone. Give yourself that love so that way when the love comes around, you're not still fearful that everyone's gonna manipulate you and use you or do whatever. You have to let go of that in order for you to move forward, because if you're gonna hold that baggage, hold on to that baggage, whenever the next person comes, you're not gonna be ready for it. And if you do jump into it, then you're probably gonna fuck it up. You know it. Don't lie to yourself. Remove those illusions. There are things that you still need to work on. It's okay to be alone. It's okay. 3311. It's okay to be alone. You're trying to build your stability. But you have to face yourself. You have to be honest with it. And you have been. I feel like you have been. I saw 3322. You're making the changes that you need to. This is the confirmation. You're on the right path. Just don't give up. You're right there, okay? Don't give up. You want love, love will come. It will come when you give it to yourself. And if it comes before that, then you're not going to be ready for it anyway. So what would you rather? It come when you're ready, or it come when you're not? Again, surrender to the divine. Because in the end, there's divine timing at play, whether you like it or not. There's nothing you can do about it, but be patient. What you can do about it, though, is you can focus on you and what you can do to make better changes and choices in your life that will bring you into alignment faster. The more you resist, the longer it's going to take. The faster that you come into yourself, honestly, and it's not like you learn something 5 seconds before an exam and then the day after the exam you forget because you never studied it or you didn't study intensely. That's not gonna work. Spirit sees right through your shit. They're gonna know if you're ready or not. The faster that you try to work through this, the sooner it's gonna come. But don't be frustrated that it's taking long. We're human, and that's a part of the process. Things take time, especially the longer that it has been. if it's a childhood wound, the longer it's gonna take to work through it. Okay? But believe that it will happen. Because it's happening. It's on the way. Just keep at it. Okay? Let's see what... Finding. You're finding yourself. You're finding your truth. You're finding your happiness. All this yellow, you're finding your happiness. And you're finding out what it is that you need to transform in your life in order to be happy. Right? Finding yourself. Know thyself. Know thyself. You will never know anyone else until you know yourself. And why is that? Because when you don't know yourself and when you can't accept your shadows, you're going to see other people's shadows. It's going to trigger you and you're going to hate them for it. Even though you're too afraid to look in the mirror and realize that you're the same. Doesn't mean you're exactly the same, but that you have your shadows too. Spirit guide. Your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you, trying to lead you in the right direction of self-love. She's holding on to herself. She's protecting her heart, perhaps, but she loves herself. She's embracing herself. No one else is in this picture. Just her and butterflies. That's it. Those are the only living creatures in this picture. And there's a lot of dandelions. They're kind of hard to see. But there's a lot of dandelions floating around too. Dandelions, wish fulfillment. When you love yourself and you come into that, your wishes are going to be granted. But you have to close out the cycles. You have to close out those vicious cycles. You have to allow your heart to sing, to flourish, to allow the light to exude from you. Okay, that was interesting. So there were cards that flew that way. There were 2 cards that flew that way, and there were 2 cards that fell this way. So I'm gonna read what's underneath. Forgiveness, okay? I feel like this energy is gonna be in between the 2 messages on this side and that side. So forgiveness. Now let's see what came out. Strength and justice came out on this side. And new beginnings and truth came out on this side. Okay? You have to have strength in order to balance out the scales. For you to truly forgive, it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of understanding that shit happens for a reason. It takes a lot of understanding that just because someone fucked you over in the past doesn't mean that you can't forgive them. It takes forgiveness as the bridge between this and having a new beginning. But you have to be honest with yourself. You have to look in the mirror. Remember that illusion card? She was coming out of the mirror? That's what this is. That's a confirmation of that. A confirmation of the Hermit, of these other cards that we were talking about, of acknowledging that. Acknowledging your inner self. Being honest with yourself. You want the new beginning, you have to have forgiveness. And I know that there are people who are going to say, you don't have to forgive. If you don't forgive, it's going to haunt you. It's okay to forgive. You never forget. No matter what the fucking shit that happened to you, if you don't forgive, it will haunt you. That doesn't mean that it's okay. No matter what it is. And that's hard to hear. I know a lot of people might not like that because that's a very triggering statement. But that's what I believe. And I'm not going to take it back. Forgiveness is very important. And it is necessary. And if you don't want to forgive, then don't. But it's going to haunt you. And it's going to hold you back. The more you want to elevate, the more you have to let go of. For example, if you have a balloon that is full of helium, right? Not just air, helium. Helium will make the balloon float, right? If you just blow into a balloon with your breath, it's not gonna float, because our air, our breath is heavy. It's more dense than helium that is lighter, right? So a balloon full of helium is gonna want to float, but if it's holding on to a big ass boulder, if a big ass boulder is what it's tied to, that balloon ain't gonna go anywhere for shit, and eventually it's gonna die, because the helium's gonna seep out, right? I don't know the science behind it. Maybe the particles and the, you know, whatever. I don't know. But if you have a balloon with helium, eventually in like a couple days it starts to fall, right? It doesn't stay floating. You want to progress, you want to elevate, you have to let go. Let's say you move from a boulder, you tie the rock or you tie the balloon to a smaller rock or something else. It's still gonna be held down, but it has more chances of flying. Let's say a gust of wind goes, it's going to move with the wind. The rock, the little rock, is gonna move with it, but it's still not gonna be able to fly because it's still being held down. You have to let all of that go. You could tie a balloon to a piece of paper. The paper's so light that it will float. And that's the point. The more shit that you're holding on to, the more people, I saw 4141, you have to make changes. You don't want to forgive, then don't. But then don't ask yourself, why do I still feel burdened by all this shit that's going on in my life? Because you will not forgive. No matter what you've been through. And that's a hard thing to face. It is, and it sucks. We all have to face it at some point or another. But your choice to move forward or not is your choice. Like the balloon. Are you gonna allow the past to hold you down? Or do you really want to elevate to the point where you're like, you know what? I want to elevate so badly. I saw 4224. I want to elevate so badly that I'm not gonna allow this shit to hold me back anymore. And then boom, you leveled up. Now the balloon's gonna fly and you're going to ascend. No matter what it is you've been through. No matter what it was. It could have been anything. It could have been the worst of the worst. If you don't want to forgive, don't. But then don't ask why it's haunting you. For real. You have to face it. If you don't want to, it will hold you back. And that is your choice. It is a choice. It is a hard choice. And that is a very triggering statement. It's very triggering because people don't want to face it. You don't want to have to face something that people put you through because it's like, that wasn't my fault. This person took advantage of me. Trigger warning. Huge trigger warning. Maybe you were abused. Maybe you were raped. Maybe something else happened to you. That doesn't make it okay. Doesn't matter who it was, it's not okay. But if you keep allowing it to haunt you, then it will. And at that point, it already happened. At this point, it's your choice. The past is in the past. Leave it there. Learn from it. What can you learn from it? Have better boundaries. What can you learn from it? Don't surround yourself with people who are manipulative. Don't surround yourself with people who want you to do everything their way and they don't want you to live your life, or they'll get aggressive. Do not put yourself in that situation. Someone wants to come all over you, have some aggression. Be like, fuck no, don't fucking touch me, asshole. If you have to defend yourself, you have to defend yourself. You learn your lesson from that. People, places, things, no matter what. Family, friends, strangers. And it's hard. It is hard. It is triggering. You don't want to hear it, then don't. You go to a counselor. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a professional. You know, disclaimers, all that. You go to a counselor, they're going to make you face your stuff in order for you to work through it so that you can let it go. It's the same shit. Whether it's you trying to figure it out yourself and do that yourself, or you go seek help, it's the same thing in the end. The only difference is you're not paying someone, and you're not, you know, it's not on record. There's nothing wrong with getting help. If you need help to face it, then get help. If you want to do this yourself, then you have to believe that you can. There was a point in my life I was going through a deep ass fucking depression. I hated myself, to say the least. I was going through a lot of shit. I was going through a lot of shit in my relationship, and I was a part of that as well. There was a point that people like who I would open up to were even telling me like, you need help, and I was like, I know I do, but I don't want to go get help. I want to do this myself. I have a best friend since childhood who's been through so much fucking shit. She has evolved so much. She has needed the help and has gotten the help, and now she's a way better person for it. And that's perfectly fine. What matters is that you become a better version of yourself. Whether you need to seek help professionally, or if you know that you are strong enough and patient enough to do it yourself. It doesn't matter what you choose. What matters is that you work through it and that you do it. It's hard to face the truth. It hurts. It sucks. But in order to have a new beginning, you have to forgive. And if you're like, no, I don't have to forgive. No, fuck that asshole. Then why are you watching this? Why are you still here? You want advice or not? That's what you're here for, right? If you want to stay stuck in your ways, you don't want to forgive, then don't. But that's your choice. And that's triggering. And I know that I come off very blunt. That's how I am. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm not a fluffy reader, okay? So I hope if you're still here that you appreciate this shit, because I know that eventually a lot of people are gonna backlash for it. I don't fucking care. Because I'm not here to kiss your ass. You want advice? Then this is it. This is the tough love message that is coming through for you. You cannot forgive, then you will not move forward. And you might think that you will, but it will come back to haunt you and bite you in the ass in the future. I promise you. Because it's happened to me before. It's happened to everyone that I know. You hold on to something, it will haunt your next relationship. It will haunt your next job. Whatever it is. I guarantee it. It might not happen so quickly, but it will eventually. And you know it. You are strong. You are. Believe it. Don't wait for someone else to tell you. You believe it for yourself. You take your power back from all those assholes who fucked you over. You take your power back. Nah. You know what? I don't have to keep you in my life, but I'll forgive you because I want to elevate. So get the fuck out of my life. Thank you. Next. Have the strength, the courage. You have to be courageous as fuck to face yourself, to face the truth. You want a new beginning, you have to face the past. You want the balloon to float, you want to ascend, you have to let go of the past. You have to let go of all the burdens, people, places, and physical things, memories, trauma. This is triggering shit today. Very triggering. But this is the truth. This is what you need to hear. If you're still here watching this, thank you. You're still here. It's because you know deep down inside you are strong enough. You're just afraid. And that's okay. It's okay. I can't tell you how many fucking times this has literally been me. Dealing with my bullshit and other people's bullshit. Crying. How many tears I fucking wasted on people that didn't deserve it. How many times that I 50:05 change? You have to make changes. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have your days. It's okay to have those nights. But when are you going to face it? When are you going to acknowledge that it is your responsibility 100 fucking %? No one else's. This is your life. You're an adult. You're watching this, so you're an adult, right? So then it's your responsibility. Face it. And if you don't, then don't. Then don't. But don't go around blaming everyone else for it. The past is in the past. Leave it there. That's where it belongs. You want to move forward? Then do it. It's hard. It will take time. It takes all of the fucking self-love. And I was trying to pick it up, and it was trying to get caught on underneath something. So you're trying, and you may be feeling resistance. You have the strength. Don't stop reaching for it. You're finding yourself. Don't stop. I'm getting chills. I don't know if it's the air all of a sudden just blew in. Okay? Justice will come. And you don't have to lift a damn finger, because karma's gonna get it for you. Don't worry. Oh, don't worry. Okay? Just because you hold on to something doesn't mean anything's gonna happen of it. Except this. If you refuse to forgive, this is all you're gonna get. Now, in the future, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, on your deathbed, if you never forgive, it's gonna haunt you until your deathbed. I've heard I watched a reading yesterday, and there was a reader. I love this reader. She's beautiful. I love her messages. But she messaged, like, you don't have to, she mentioned, like, you don't have to forgive. I understand why she would say that, because as a reader, like, you have to watch your ass. But I don't really like that she said that. Because if you choose not to forgive, then it's gonna haunt you. Literally. Because it's gonna come back. And it's gonna come back. And it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Whether you like it or not, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Because it's gonna keep you in a cycle. If you refuse to let it go, it's gonna keep haunting you. You might be in another relationship. Something might trigger it all of a sudden. And you're like, oh fuck. What? I thought I dealt with that. If it came back, you didn't deal with it fully. And it's so fucking frustrating. I know what that's like. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, didn't I work through this shit? And it's coming back again? Really? And it makes me feel like this. I feel like shit. I know what that feels like. It's not fun. It's not pretty. It sucks. You want to be the magician in your life? The magician isn't just the magician because they wake up and all of a sudden they're powerful and all-knowing and they have all the experience that they have. No. The magician has gone through some fucking shit. They have to go through all of the pentacles. They have to know what it's like to go through all of that. Think of the suits of the tarot. Think of the minor arcana. They have to go through all of the minor arcana of the suits. Pentacles. They have to go through all of that. They have to lose it in order to gain it. Cups. They have to lose it in order to gain it. Swords. They have to know what it's like to be manipulated and to have been cut off. To cut off the shit that doesn't work for them. Wands. They have to lose their passion in order to realize what it's like to have a fire under their ass. They don't just become the magician just because. Oh no. They become the magician because they deserve it. Because they've gone through it. Because they stand in their power and they don't let anyone else fucking take it from them. 5444. They are stable. All of these, they're on a table. The table has 4 legs. 4 is a number of stability. 5454, like I mentioned. They're stable because they've gone through it. You can be too. if you face it. It takes time. It's hard. It hurts. It sucks. You will probably have many nights like this. Would you rather have many nights like this in order for you to heal it, to let it go, to not have to deal with it anymore? Or would you rather have this your whole life? And that's a rhetorical question. I don't know anyone who would want that. I saw 5522. You have to make changes and decisions in order for you to move forward. No matter how triggering it is. You may be fucking pissed off. Oh, this fucking bitch, was she gonna tell me I have to forgive? You want to move forward? Yes. You don't want to believe it? Then don't. Then don't. 5544. You don't want to? Then don't. But you're watching readings. You're watching a reading for a certain reason, for a certain message, and you keep denying it. If you have been getting the same messages from different readers over and over and over again, you still don't get it. No wonder these are in reverse. No wonder this was in the middle. Remember how I said I feel like the cards that fell on this side and the cards that fell on this side, what's underneath is going to be the bridging point? You have to have strength. Know that justice will happen. Know that karma is going to happen. No one has to lift a damn finger for karma to happen, because spirit sees everything. Energy flows. We don't see it. We don't have to understand it. Spirit does. You want the new beginning, you have to face it. And there's something very, very, very heavily weighing on this. And I have a lot of feelings that it might be in regards to love and stability, because all of the tarot that we had, a lot of the message, again, there was a lot about love too, about choices, about decisions, about you struggling in love, you struggling to let go of the barriers, you struggling to let go of the past in order to move forward. You don't want to face it, then don't. But again, if you keep watching readings, that means that you feel a push to watch it. And if you're hearing the same message, same message, same message, same message, Spirit's telling you, hey, get your shit together, please. We want to help you. Don't just watch reading after reading after reading and ignore the message that we're trying to show you. And I'm there too. I'm calling myself out too, okay? Because I do the same shit. It's time. It's time. Let's get the fuck out of this. Right? Whatever it is, person, place, or thing, whatever it is that's holding you back, it's time to let that shit go. Let it go. It's not serving you. It's not doing anything but fucking you over. And don't blame that on the past. Don't blame that on the past. Because at this point, it is a choice. At that point, yes. At that point, yes. If you were a victim at that point, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the shit that you've been through. But at this point, you're not a victim anymore. You're just holding on to that victim mentality. And you have to face it. You might not like this message. You might be like, oh, this fucking bitch. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm here to give a message. And this is the message. Don't shoot the messenger. If it's triggering you, it's for a reason. And that's for you to face it. I felt a gust of wind again. If it's triggering you, it's for a reason. It's for you to face it. And if you don't face it now, it'll trigger you again in the future. You don't face it then, it'll trigger you again after that. And again and again and again until you work until you work through it enough that it doesn't trigger you anymore. You'll be like, that's what I've been through. And I don't have to ever go through that ever again. Because I dealt with it. You see? There's a big difference. But if you keep, it's like a bills, for example. Let's say you get, let's say you have an apartment or you have a house. And you get a bill. Let's say for whatever reason you don't pay it. You get a call, you get another bill, like, hey, I saw 1 hour and 10 minutes. Hey, you gotta pay your bill. Let's say you ignore it for whatever reason. You don't call them, you don't let them know what's going on, and maybe you don't have money. You still have to be a responsible fucking adult and call them, hey, I'm having trouble, like, is there any way that I can, like, pay it at this time? I get paid on this day, can I pay it on that day? But if you just ignore it, don't be surprised when they come knocking on your door to literally evacuate you, to literally force you out of your home, because you didn't face the first bill, you didn't face the second one, you didn't face the third one. How many warnings do you need? It's gonna keep coming up, and it's gonna be worse and worse and worse. It's gonna affect your credit, it's gonna affect you're gonna end up like this. And the more you let it happen, the more you wait to deal with it, this is gonna pile up on you, I promise. It's gonna go from the 9 to the 10 until you end up with no home. The past is the same. It keeps coming up to your consciousness. It's your subconscious way of trying to get you to deal with it. And if you can't face the truth, you can't deal with it, don't expect to have a beautiful new beginning. And even if something comes, and it might be beautiful, if you haven't dealt with it, it's still going to be swept under the rug from you. And don't blame anyone else but yourself. And don't stay in that blame energy either. Don't stay in victim energy. Don't stay in the blame energy. Be responsible. That's the whole point that I'm trying to get at. You don't want to blame yourself. If you feel blame, if you feel like you're to blame for something, then that means you have to work on it. I saw 10213. 1, 2, 3. You have to work through it. And if you don't want to, let's say you have a house. Let's go back to that analogy. Let's say you have a house, you didn't pay your bill. Let's say you fall in love, and all of a sudden someone else moves in. And you're like, oh, things are going great. Like, I found love, and oh, we want to have a family and whatever. And then you get a bill. You get the warning, like, hey, you haven't paid your fucking bill. And that person moved in. They have become dependent on you because it's your house. Right? You haven't paid your bill. The more people that are in the situation that you're dealing with, the more other people it's going to affect. So that's the point. You don't deal with it, you might think a new beginning of some other sort might come through, but because you haven't dealt with the other past shit, it's gonna fuck all of that over. Imagine you have a family and you don't pay your bills. If it's just you, it's just you. Now imagine you don't pay your bill and you have a family. You're not only responsible for yourself, but you have dependents. Be a grown-ass adult and be responsible for your shit. You need help, seek help. Professional or whatever it is that you need to do. You need to get a job, get a job. You need to forgive to move on. And again, like, I love that reader. She's beautiful. I love the way that she reads. But I thought that point was fluffy. Saying you don't have to forgive. I get that's triggering. But you have to forgive, or else it will haunt you. That's my personal point of view, and that's what I'm seeing here. So if you are watching this, it's at the point where it's like your spirit guides are literally looking at you like, what do you have to go through for you to get it? You want to go through more. We don't want to put you through more shit. But if you keep refusing to learn your lesson, 10441, you keep refusing, then we're gonna have to keep giving you something for you to, like a smack to the face. Oh, wake up. This is a tough message. but someone is not getting it through their head. Don't stay here. If you're in this energy, it's for you. Where the fuck is the Hermit? Where the fuck? Here he is. If you're in this energy, it's for you to face it. Now, if you want to stay stuck in this energy, that's your choice. Don't blame anyone else. You need to leave a person, place, or thing behind. Go in this energy to figure out what it is that you need to do, and then go in this energy so you can deal with it. If you refuse to go within, then you're not going to become the magician, even though you are. But that energy, you're not going to feel like you are. We all are the magician since birth. But if you don't believe it, then it doesn't mean shit. Because then that means that you're not acknowledging your power, your knowledge, your talents, your whatever it is. And then it's wasted. It's like someone who, they could be such an incredible artist or vocalist or musician or anything. But if they tell themselves their whole life that they suck and that they'll never amount to anything, then they won't. And it's not because they're not capable. It's because they don't allow themselves to be vulnerable enough to do it. They have the skills, the power, the talent within them. But if they can't face it and they're lying to themselves, then they will get nowhere. That's the truth. That is the hard truth. You see it in your life. If you analyze your life, you will see it. If you think of other people's experiences that you have heard of, you will see it. We need to stop fucking bullshitting ourselves and face the fucking truth. It's hard, but the only way to enlighten yourself is to go through the fucking pits of hell. There's a saying, or there's this beautiful thing. I want to get it a tattoo, honestly. It's a tree. And the saying is something like, there is no tree that can reach heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. You want to reach heaven, you got to know what hell is like. That's the truth. The people who are the most successful in life have been through some fucking hell. And they told themselves they don't want to be stuck in this energy anymore. So they face it. They face it. And then they become, and then they already are the magician. So what I mean is, and then they embody that magician. If you look through, I saw 108:18 about cycles. If you stay stuck in the cycle of this, you will never get out of bed. Again, cycles. If you stay stuck in cycles like this, this is what you're gonna get. If you go within and you turn this around because you know that you're capable, this is what you're gonna get. So what do you want? Do you want this or you want this? And that's a rhetorical question. I know what you want. You know what you want. I don't know anyone who would rather this than this. Not a single damn person. This is the truth. If this message is resonating, this is where you're at. And that's okay. The beautiful new beginnings are right there. Right there. You're beautiful, you're talented, you're smart, you're passionate, you're sexy, you're gorgeous, you're powerful, you're knowledgeable, you're talented. Believe it. And if you don't, then don't. That's a choice. Which one do you want? Essentially, they're the same thing. They're just two aspects of the same thing. In one way. One way that could be seen, like yin and yang. We have the lovers here and we have the lovers here. fucking... I just want... I know my phone might shut off. If it shuts off, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. No matter what it is you're going through, know that you deserve the best, okay? You really do, and don't bullshit yourself. Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop it. If your spirit guides brought you here, there's a reason. If this message is resonating with you, your spirit guides brought you here for a reason. Because maybe you're not getting it from the other readers. And I'm not saying I'm the only one. I know that I'm not. There are a lot of tough readers out there as well. But it seems more few and far between. So, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not bad news. I saw 11111, you guys. This is beautiful, as painful and as shitty as it seems on the surface. This is beautiful because it means your spirit guides care about you so much. They're sick and tired of seeing you done. So much so they brought you here to face it. Damn. Whew. This was a heavy one, y'all. I'm sorry, you guys. I love you guys, but sometimes we need a tough love talk. For real. You guys are good enough. 1, 12, 12. You see the signs, you see the synchronicities, you're watching the readings, you're coming to know this. 1, 12, 23. But it's time to take the step. It is. And you can. And with perseverance, and with patience, and self-love, you will get through no matter whatever the fuck comes in your life. Anything, anyone or anything comes in your life. You've gone through the worst of the worst. Now it's time to accept the blessings that are trying to come into your life. Don't allow the past to hold you back. Forgive. Forgiveness is necessary. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it's not. You don't have to believe me, then don't. It is done. Now heal and grow. I have this message here for myself. And it's just staring at me. So you need to hear it too. Whatever it is in your life, what's done is done. You can't go back. You can't change it. You can't stop it from happening. All you can do is move forward. Heal. Love yourself. You deserve it. You really do, okay? I love you guys. I believe in you. I support you. Please, believe in yourself. Love yourself. Support yourself. You deserve it. And if you're still bullshitting yourself, you're still like, no, I don't. Okay. Then don't. Alright? This tough love with Leapocrypha. I don't want to leave it here. I don't know. Let's do something. Like, let's let me pull from the doors, the secret doors. I kind of got chills. Morning memory. Let's see what this is I was gonna say gate. This is the doorway. Morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. Meditate under the sun, it says. But what I'm getting here with the morning memory, the reason why I felt it, I was like, when I saw it, is because of the morning. Not morning, I'm not thinking, I saw 15:55 change, okay? I'm not thinking morning like daytime. I'm thinking morning like you're grieving, like you're going through some shit. You need to go through and mourn those memories in order to heal them. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Stop. Stop lying to yourself. Please. Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and fly. And that's beautiful. That's like the full card right there. New beginnings. Yes. Say yes to yourself. Say yes that you can do better. Say yes that you can heal. Say yes to the things you want to say yes to. And it will open up the floodgates of blessings. Palmistry. Perhaps you've been wanting to learn palmistry. Fortune and tarot. Collective destiny. The palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. That's a beautiful door too. We see all of these different ways that the wood is laid out on that door. Each and every palm, each and every fingerprint is unique. Interesting, I have a palmistry book. Haven't gotten to it yet, but this is a sign to me too. You want to get into this shit? Get into it. I gotta get into that too. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. I think that's where we're, 1:18:18. Those cycles, but 1 and 8 make 9. And 9 is close to 10, which is the end, which will lead you to the new beginning. Okay? I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. I love you guys. I hope that you love yourself because you deserve to. Okay? I love you guys with all my heart, in my mind, in my spirit. I care about you guys. I want you guys to do better for yourself and the people that you love. Let's, as people, uplift our energies and try our best to uplift other people to do the same. Especially at this day and age with all the shit going on, we need more people to heal and to grow and to help others heal and grow. Let's have a trickle effect of not negativity, but let's have a trickle effect of positivity, of upliftment, of encouragement, of faith and happiness and hope and all of that. Let's be a part of the new era that is trying to be open-minded and loving and compassionate and understanding. Let's not melt in the sun, y'all, but let's uplift each other. Okay? I love you guys. Take care. Blessed be always. If you guys need anything, let me know. I hope this message wasn't too hard, even though I know that it was. But you guys are strong enough, and that's why you're here. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.